Okay, so as a performer, this is which sports?
This is rugby.
Okay, and from your rugby sessions, what strengths did you identify in your performance?
From my rugby, I once again found three key strengths. The first one was rocking out. This was due to I was able to clear my opponents and an effective preparation phase. I had good hip flexion and knee flexion, which put my body position parallel to the floor as I'm going in, so my spine was horizontally low. So I was going in basically straight on like so, and this led to a good execution phase. Because my execution phase was very effective, this led to explosive power coming from the quadriceps on knee extension, aimed with elbow flexion to pick up the defender's leg like so, gives the opponent an unstable base. I could drive them back with ease. Second of all was a line-out lift. I found that I had excellent stability and strength on the lifts. This was due to a good preparation phase, starting with a good elbow flexion and wrist flexion, giving me a good grip on the jumper like so, and good flexion in the knees as well, so I was quite low. This is a position that mimics a power clean and jerk movement, so as I was lifting the player, there's a powerful drive from the quadriceps and the glutes as I go up. This lifts the player off the ground, and then strengths from the deltoid trapezius and triceps, holding the player long enough above the ball, like so up here. Next was passing. I had a 100% completion rate on my passes. This was due once again to a good preparation phase. I held the ball in a position here with elbow flexion and shoulder abduction at a right angle, keeping the ball nice and secure. And because the ball was in a good position, due to quick hip rotation, I was able to generate power, and adding on to this power is knee flexion as I stepped into the pass from the glutes, speed and power generated from the glutes and the core as I rotate and step, aided by good hand-eye coordination for an accurate pass. Power is added from the pectorals and the triceps as my arms come across, so the arm is first adducted and then abducted, and then upon full extension this results in a very effective pass.
Alright, fantastic. Were there any weaknesses you identified in your performance?
Yes, I did identify some weaknesses. My first was my tackling. Although I was able to make my tackles, I found that I had very poor technique. This was due to a poor preparation phase where instead of having my spine in line and being parallel to the floor, I was perpendicular because I was upright. This was due to a lack of hip flexion and knee flexion. My spine was not in line and not in a horizontally up position, and this affected the execution phase because there was a lack of power coming from the quadriceps, so the opponent maintained their wide base, so it's easier for them to fend me off, and also it took longer to bring the opponent down and they could gain more meters or offload the ball because of my poor position. Second of all, I found that working off the ball, receiving passes was really poor because once again I had a very poor execution phase. First of all, my elbows were fully extended, my hands were by my side, and this doesn't benefit my teammates because I don't present a target for them to pass the ball to, and this led to a poor execution phase because my hands are by my side. When I see the pass coming, I have to react, bringing my hands into a position where I can catch it up here. So this means like if I had to offload the ball, I'm just about catching the ball, having to reposition it before offloading. This would slow down my team, making it easier for the opponent's team. Also, towards the end, there's a lack of speed endurance, which led to me being out of position in both defense and attack, making it easier for the opponents in a game-like situation.
Okay. So what strategies have you come up with to rectify weaknesses identified?
First, my tackling. Because I found that I'm decent at tackling, it was just my body position, I was in the wrong position. What I do is I start walking against a defender or attacker, and what I do is I would make sure that I brush the floor like so, making sure that my body is low and horizontal, parallel to the floor, so when I'm going into the tackle there's good power coming from this. Also, to improve my power, I work on plyometric training in the gym, and then to add on to the drill, I would increase the speed and intensity of the drill, and to make it more game-like situation, I'd change the angle coming in from the sides and maybe even from the back, just in case I had to make a tackle coming from the back. Second, to improve my speed endurance and ball handling, what I do is short, sharp intervals. This is to work on high levels of speed endurance. Also, these would have passing at before every turn, and there would be numerous passes, and only from one side initially. And then to progress this, what I do is receive passes from both sides, making sure they're even passes from each side, so that no hand becomes dominant, and then increase the number of shuttles just to ensure that I'm working under fatigue in game-like situations. There's also a lot of pressure added because of the more and more fatigue. And finally, I would ask for peer and coaches' feedback to tell me every time that my hands were in the correct receiving position, like so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.